So what is the zoning going to do other than give value uplift and greater financialization to the development industry? Cities that, quite frankly, are considerably more successful in the way they've developed. None of them, particularly my favorite, as everybody knows who knows me, Helsinki, but Copenhagen does not require 50-story towers. To build successful cities. And the issue or the comment was made that where are we going to be in 20 years? And I don't think that the zoning, which I think is probably the least important thing that we should be dealing with right now. There are so many more issues of urban design, transportation, et cetera, that is more important than zoning. Zoning should be at the end where we say, all right, this is the city that we want, and therefore this is the zoning that we need. And the reason I don't think we'll see any change, there were 2 points that I wanted to make. One is, as I pointed out in my earlier interjection, I live in Hittenburg, which has had no planning. Yes, there is zoning and there's planning, but if you look down Wellington, all the towers and the buildings there, all of them have been built outside of the zoning. So it went to the planning department. In most cases, since around 2004, we would get a yes from the planning department, and often yes, sometimes no from council, and then it would go to the OMB and then the Ontario Land Tribunal, and they would say when how high as they jumped up in the air to approve the project. So it was made clear to Jeff's committee by one person who had worked in the planning department that you don't give us developers what we want. We're just going to go back to the Ontario Land Tribunal, and they'll give it to us as they have done. So how can we actually have effective zoning, right? And it's going to be increased zoning, even though we have enough within the current zoning, enough approved units already to probably build double the target that the province has set for us over the 10 years without any increase in zoning at all. So how are we going to get that when we have this problem of just being overturned and planning departments not being able to plan? And secondly, I would use the case of City Centre. 3 decades ago, it was massively upzoned. Massively upzoned. Great value uplift for the owner. The city built a magnificent transit system when it works around that site. Great value uplift. So the owner, nothing illegal about it, but the owner sat there and the value of the property has gone up and up and up. How many residential units have been built in that upzoned site in the last 30 years? The answer is 0. So what have we done? The site next to it, we've now approved 50 stories. So of course, I'm sure that the city center people, when they come back, are going to say, if Trinity can have 50 stories, we should have 50 stories. And while my lifespan is getting quite a bit shorter now as I age, I'll never see those buildings built. So 20 years from now, I don't think we'll see any of those buildings built. So what is the zoning going to do other than give value uplift and greater financialization to the development industry?